Bitty, 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 bum, bum.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Oh, I love the idea of looking to the camera.
I know. Hi. This is cool.
I love it. First of all, I have to say a little something because
Go ahead.
let's talk. It's time to
talk.
Let's talk about it. Because first of all, how do you? When I say the girls, okay, I mean the girls that like this, like doing the beat, doing the looks are like your bread and butter, like your day to day. Because it's not mine. Like, how do you guys like? This is iconic. Like, I was just saying, like, I would not be a nice person if I did this every day. Like, I feel like I would start changing.
Quentin is giving diva down today.
I feel like a bitch.
You're just waking it up. Yeah, you're feeling
I
fancy.
feel like I'm like, wait a minute.
But I think it's in you. It's in you. You just need to wake that up. But I don't know. I don't do it on a. I mean, I don't. I do my makeup often, but not on a day to day. I don't wake up and do my makeup every day. I should, because it really does put you in like okay, let's get to business.
Yeah.
Thing, you know.
I feel like I need to work.
Oh,
I feel like
bitch.
I feel like
Then work.
I feel like I need to clock in somewhere.
Okay.
It's kind of iconic. Like,
You look good.
it's giving Kill. It's giving Bill.
Uh-huh.
It's giving
SZA.
SZA.
Yeah.
And I love it.
She looks hot. Okay, y'all. Okay. Should we tell the kids what we're here for?
Yes, we should. Sorry.
We're gonna call this the Cunty Kiki.
The Cunty Kiki.
Uh-huh. My name is BabiBoi.
And my name is Quentin. Arispe.
I know, that's fucking right.
Period.
So for anyone who doesn't know us, we are both, and you should motherfucker know us.
I love this address to the camera.
I know, right?
It's really you and them.
I know. I feel like
no, I love it.
I feel like I'm on what is it? What is Nicki Minaj's radio? Queen Radio. She's like you think Harry and Top was wearing shiny dresses
with the
to freedom? That's how I'm feeling.
Oh man.
And it's sickening. But we're both music artists.
Period.
Talents,
okay.
Creative minds from Texas. We're both based in Austin right now.
Texas Hold'em.
Texas Hold'em, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no. Okay. I'm from San Antonio.
I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Corpus Christi. And somewhere in our lives, our trajectories crossed paths.
The stars collided.
And the stars motherfucking collided.
They came together.
Okay.
And now they're here.
And now we're here.
So I was trying to think about the origin. We were like
mm-hmm.
Let's not dive in right before this, but the origin of us.
Yeah.
Because I feel I've known you for such a long time. I knew you definitely before COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
Can you pinpoint when we met? Because I can't.
I feel like it's probably been like 4 or 5 years now. Right? It has to have been easily.
Like easily. I would say even 6.
Yeah, maybe. But I feel like it was probably like social media or Instagram when I first discovered you.
Yes.
Through your music though. Because I know, like, I was looking at different queer musicians in Texas and I saw you in Corpus, and I have a lot of friends that are from Corpus, and I remember thinking, oh my God, this person is so talented. And like there's not a big queer music artist community in Texas to begin with.
Mm-mm.
Even less so who are like really on it, like like putting out music, doing it. Like, so when I saw you, I was like, oh, she's it. You're it. And then I think maybe because you were probably living in Corpus at the time, you came to Austin. I feel like one of the first times I saw you was at Cheer Ups. Probably for someone's event.
I've blocked so much
Girl.
out due to the trauma. Trauma. I've blocked it
Who
out.
are you telling?
I'm in therapy. I'm unlocking it all right now. And so
and that's what we're here to talk about.
This is helpful. This is helping because before Covina, Cheer Ups. I mean, they're still the girls. Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah, for sure.
But the experience of being at Cheer Ups or being at Coco,
Yeah.
pre-COVID was debauchery. It
Mm-hmm.
was like lawless.
Yeah.
There was no rules. And I think we're getting back to that.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
there was that, like, we didn't know what a mask was. That was just something that happened in
I
Asia,
know.
you know, and it's
Yeah.
like, you know, we didn't, if, you know, we didn't think, we weren't
Yeah.
thinking. And we were also babies,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like
Who
in the
would've thought?
clubs.
I know. I feel like nowadays everyone's so on edge and like scared. Everyone holds their tongue because they're like, oh, I don't want to say anything that's
Yeah.
iffy. I don't want to talk or move or
Yeah.
like, you know, everyone's just a little bit on edge. Everyone, take a fucking second, breathe in, ready. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe out. You're fine, bitch.
Period.
You're fine.
Period. And so, yeah, I feel like that was really hard.
Yeah.
And like, but like that transition, you know, and also like being artist in this era
Yeah.
of like transitioning from like into this new world of kind of caution and fear mongering, and whether it be political, which we're not going to get into that, Kiki.
Girl.
Yeah, like no, that's not. They're not getting. They're not getting. They're not getting the airtime tonight.
Okay.
But you know, I'm just saying, like, the queer experience right now is very interesting and very intriguing, and you know, I feel like when it comes to the ball scene and the voguing world and the DJing, like in the queer scene, which I mean, that's where it derived from. Like, I feel like I've kind of always had my foot in it a little bit, but I feel like once I decided to do So Below and do this project, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I got to really kind of lock in and understand. And I was coming from the past lives. And so I was coming from like this hyper masculine experience and energy.
Yeah.
And I was hungry for the girls. I was like, man, I miss my femininity. I miss that energy so bad.
Yeah.
And I really have always looked to you and to Pinky and to a lot of the girls that were out here, you know what I mean? Just pushing it and pushing the boundaries and pushing themselves. And I'm really grateful that, you know, you guys have been so kind to me and been so like opening and inviting to me, because I feel a little bit like 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah.
A lot of the times, because I'm not in the trenches all the time with the girls, but
You don't have to be either. I mean,
yeah, but I love the girls, and like, and I support the girls, and I always want to be a spokesperson for the girls. But like getting into the gig and feeling all of like this energy specifically during this project has been so fun.
Yeah.
And like, I think we're really showing that, yeah, like you can be a queer artist in Texas and still like live and turn it out and have fun. And like, we're in Austin, so, you know, we're pretty safe when it comes to that. But I don't know. I feel like if the music, if the work is good, the work is good. If it's undeniable, it's undeniable.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you like, what you do.
Yeah.
If you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do.
Period.
And I feel like you are definitely one of those girls that it's like, it doesn't even fucking, you know, does that make sense?
Yes. And I feel like queer art is so expansive, you know, like it can take any form and any identity and any expression, you know, like, of course you were saying me and Pinky, who are like, we're both like club girls. Like, you know, we like to go to the club. We make dance music. We put on the geesh, the makeup, the outfits and stuff. But I wouldn't say that's all that queer music and queer art is. Of course, like it goes hand in hand, because like I think a lot of the queer experience like identifies with like club culture, you know? Yeah. Because I feel like that's a lot of the times where we can find ourselves.
Safe space, freedom.
Safe space, yeah. But it can take any form, really. And even though like I know you're saying that you're just starting to feel comfortable with like, you know, being in your feminine identity and presence, that doesn't have to be something that you live in, you know.
For sure.
all the time.
I think for me, it's more of like, I've always lived in my divine feminine.
Yeah.
Like that's always, but for me, it was like, I grew up doing theater. And so I hate makeup. And
Yeah.
and so like a lot of the things, like to me, I've always was the kind of person where I felt like my skin was green. I felt very alphaba.
Yeah.
Not just because of like the queerness, but just
Yeah.
because I knew I had this talent and I knew I had this ability.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of people growing up that told me that I had to kind of assume form and get in line and like not be big. It's like, okay, we get it. You're talented. You can sing, but I'm going to make you feel small to keep you humble, you know, to keep you, which is very South Texas, you know, very that kind of Hispanic upbringing of like, you can't be big, you can't be loud.
Girl, fuck all of that.
You know, and and it wasn't even queer. It wasn't even about the queer identity. It was just about like, you can't be in yourself. You know what I mean? And so for me, like finding that power has been very recent, and like feeling confident in my talent and my ability, and feeling confident enough to say no.
Right.
And to say, I don't want that. And that's not what I want to do. And my boundaries, oh my God, like building boundaries as a feminine, divine feminine person is so hard. Yeah. Like I see so many women just go through such a hard time learning how to like maintain and respect their boundaries. Yeah. Because of other people that want to use our power. Yeah. And so, like getting into myself in a way to where now it's like, like sometimes I want to turn it out. And sometimes I want to have fun and
pop your
like,
shit.
And I want to pop my shit and I want to talk about it. And I want to like be bold and I don't know. I just never really gave myself permission to do that. Yeah. And now I'm just like,
girl, I don't believe in humility. Okay, well, maybe to an extent. Like, it's good to stay humble, but also, I just feel like people, especially like in Texas, or people who like feel like there's a ceiling, feel like they're going to humble you regardless. Like, no matter what you do, they're gonna always downplay it. Like, you could be like, you could be like, oh, I won $1 million in the lotto, and they'll be like, oh, well, after taxes, it's this, you know,
honey, like you really only got 250,000.
Exactly,
you know
like,
what I mean?
Girl, shut up,
ho.
Right. So like, people are always gonna like try to bring you down because they just can't see themselves there, and they want to like see you on the same level. Yeah. So fuck all that. I feel like if you should always celebrate your successes, because people are going to always downplay it regardless. So keep saying it, keep mentioning it. And like, if people get mad about it, girl, fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Honestly. Yeah. And like, to transition, I want to talk a little bit about Control Freak. But before talking about Control Freak, I want to just have a brief second of talking about Boiler Room. Okay. Because that was insane. And first of all, I've never like really been to a DJ set like that. Yeah. Like ever. Thank God we did AAS first. Yes. Because it helped me prepare myself a little bit for what the fuck's going on. I'm like I'm a theater kid. I'm a Capricorn Earth girl. Yeah. My hair's in a bun. I'm wearing a sports bra, and I'm like, you know, meditating out in the grass. You know what I mean? So like, this was like so alarming to me, but so exciting. Yes. And you whore, you came out of that gate with guns a-blazing. I remember turning to Leslie and being like, I couldn't even get. I was like, it was like, okay, we're going. And
wake it up.
Well, because I mean, and I'll let you speak on it, but ultimately from my experience, you know, I don't get really nervous anymore. Yeah. Like I get anxious. I get anxious, but I don't get nervous. Mm-hmm. But I was nervous.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I don't really know. This is like so not my gig. You know what I mean? And I did the best I could. But
You did amazing.
I did.
We turned it.
Thank you. But how did that feel for you?
It felt very, I don't know. I felt really proud. I felt like, things really paid off. I've been working for like the Texas club scene for so many years, contributing how I can. And it felt really full circle. I want to start by saying that you've really inspired me a lot, especially with Control Freak, because I've been, yes, sister, this bitch is like so hardworking. Like, you put your mind to your projects and you deliver. Like, you're like, I'm going to work on this. And I feel like we identify a lot, obviously, because our charts are so similar.
Yeah.
We both have a lot of Capricorn. I'm a Cancer sun.
But you're...
Yes, I have 3 Capricorn placements.
I call you a Capricorn queen all the time, because I'm like, the Cancer is totally there.
Yeah.
And that's where your sensitivity comes from. But you are a Capricorn.
Oh, period.
You're a Capricorn.
And you're a Capricorn sun. And you have some water in your sun too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have I think I have Pisces.
Okay, period.
Which is like,
yeah,
I don't talk about that too much, but I do. Yes.
But yes, when you called me to put a feature on Cunt, which is our song that we're coming out with. Hello.
That's why we're here.
Hi. We have a song called Cunt off of Quentin's project, So Below. It's So Below, yeah.
So Below. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Quentin has a double featured project, As Above and So Below. On So Below is Cunt, and we're releasing a remix to Cunt. Period. You called me to put a verse on Cunt, and girl, one thing about this bitch right here, she's gonna give you little to no time.
No, and I never will. And as it grows and as the money gets bigger and better, I will still do things at the last minute. Let me tell you. But I'll just be able to be like, girl, I'll fly you out.
But it's fierce.
I can't wait to get to that where it's like, don't worry, I'll fly you out. Got a place for you to stay. But for now, it's not.
It woke something up inside of me because you gave me I think 5 hours, 6 hours to write the verse and come put it on. And I was like, okay, you know what? I used to do this all the time. I haven't done this in so long. And a lot of my album Control Freak, it's my first project that I've released ever. I've been making music since 2018, and I've been very fortunate to be able to travel and work off of the singles that I've released. But I've never released a project. And when you called me to put that verse on, and I did it so quickly, it sparked something in me. And I was like, this doesn't have to be so hard. I can take these beats that I've had for 3 or 4 years now, since before COVID. I've had some of those instrumentals to this project, and in my mind I've had them, but I haven't sat down and been like, okay, I'm gonna write this down and I'm just gonna go into the studio and do it. And after that, I swear to you, I finished the rest of the project in 1 month. On top of that, meeting Kinder, shout out to Kinder, who produced.
I was like, do we have 20 minents? Let's just talk about Kinder for 20 minutes.
Literally.
Yeah.
Such a talent, also from Corpus. Meeting him and meeting you, I was like, this is the energy that I needed. I need to put myself around other people who are as hungry and driven as I am. And y'all have that energy, and it woke me up. And I'm so glad that I met y'all. I'm so glad that I was able to finish my project. Finally, we worked on something together, and we have been talking about it for years. Yeah.
For so long.
Yes, but you and I.
Since Fruit.
Yeah,
literally. So long.
But I knew, you and I knew when I met you was if we're going to work on something, it's going to be something big. It's not giving that we're just going to come up with some shit and just put it out and throw it out there. I think our minds are just too no, let's do this right. And let's really do it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we're at a point now in our lives where it just made sense. It was no forcing anything. Everything has just fallen into place. And when I got the opportunity for Boiler Room, I was like, oh, this is it. This is the time. I have to go now, and I need to stop waiting. I told myself, like, stop waiting on monuments. Like, those things never come. Like, stop being, because I kept being like, oh, when I move into my new place, I'm going to get a new shift in energy and I'm going to put music out. Or like, oh, once I lose some weight, I'm going to write some music and make visuals and put music out. Or like just these random like little things that I was waiting on before
Very
I could
Capricorn.
move. Yeah.
Very Capricorn.
But it doesn't serve anything. Those moments, even when they come, you'll be like, oh yeah, like I missed I fell off the tracks a bit, you know?
Yeah.
So just like stop waiting and just put your work out. I think the point of creating is that you are creating a timestamp of where you're at in your life right now with the expectation that the next thing you do is going to be a more evolved version of yourself. So just like, don't be scared, you know? Like the point is that this is a snapshot, and the next time you do it, it's going to be bigger and it's going to be better.
That's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
you woke up a lot of it. Yeah. And with Boiler Room, our track, my project, your project, I was like, okay, this is the time. No more waiting. And then like I put it out, and everything else just fell into the spaces. Like that's how the universe works, you know, like just stick to it and things are going to fall into place and it's going to make sense. Yeah.
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 It's so important to release. Mm-hmm. And like, there's a reason why it's called a release.
Yeah.
And I have put things out that I'm very proud of. And I've put things out that I really regret.
Yeah.
But I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't really matter because you get to see me evolve and you get to see me grow into this version of myself that I am becoming, that I'm still on the precipice of. And it's really amazing. And, you know, when I saw that you were going to release it, of course I already knew because of Kinder and because we were working on Boiler Room that you had already sent me some of the stuff like in the mix and in that mix that you did for Cunt. Mm-hmm. And so I had already heard stuff and I had already knew what was going on. And I knew that Kinder was so excited because he was just like, I really love this and I really love this person. And he's so sweet. He's just like my favorite. Last night we were like working on what I'm working on. Yes. And he like, he'll do these. Okay, I'm like, people keep thinking that we're married. Zach Fox thought we were like married.
Yeah,
like, because the way we talk about each other, but he's just like, I just love him. And I have been so disrespected by the male energy in many different ways. Yeah. And to specifically recently, and to have a man in my life that I feel safe with and that I can trust, where it's platonic and it's just love and it's just us caring about each other and showing up for each other and being great friends. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Like that's just, it shifted, it's saved me and helped me and healed me. But yeah, he made me like fried green beans last night.
Oh, period.
And we were just like making this weird song that probably won't come out. It was our first dud, but it was like, but it was so iconic. And it's just like, but we would talk about you and I always talk about when we did Cunt, cause you know, again, you came to my house and you know me, I'm aquifer in a dream, you know, my hair in a bun. Yeah. And you came in full gigina, top to bottom, hair, lashes, nails, skirt, and watching you go from your cancer all the way out into BabiBoi, into the girl was so fun. And you were nervous and you were figuring it out. And I'm such an empath, so I was like nervous for you. Yeah, that's why I was just like sitting over there in the corner. I was just like, she's gonna figure it out. She's gonna get it. I just need to like give her the space in the room and like say a nice thing here and there, and she'll get to it. And you did. And like when you started just getting more, and I'm the same way.
Yeah.
But you're the fact that you like need to get into the look in order to do, is that something that you did for all of the album? Like, were you in the Gigina like every verse?
For the most part, yes. Like I said, a lot of it.
Fucking, like that's crazy to me. I'm like waking up out of bed like.
It's so interesting to hear different artists like recording process, because everyone just has their own thing that they do that makes them feel comfortable. I feel like for my music and for what I'm selling, you know, like I can't talk about being, oh, I'm that bitch and I'm so pretty and I do this and that, and then like I don't feel it, like because the look really does put you in that world, you know. Yeah, it puts you're right. It makes you like carry yourself a little bit differently. So a lot of times I do go to like the recording studio and like full geesh, you know, and like I don't care, like, because it's another thing is that like working with different engineers and in different studios for the first time is a bit nerve-wracking, because you're like, okay, you have to like quickly like, okay, what is our relationship here, you know, right? Like especially when you're doing something so intimate, like sharing your music or sharing like what's on your mind. Like there's always something that's like, oh, what do they think about this? Like when someone else is in the room, you can't help but be like, what do they think about what I'm saying or what I'm doing, you know? So, and I've worked with a lot of like straight male engineers, and a lot of the times they don't know who I am when I'm signing up, you know? So when I get there, they see me and they're like, whoa, okay. And I immediately see like attention, and I just have to like push through it, be like, hi, hello, this is me. Like, you're going to have to like get with it quickly, because we're on bot time right now and I don't have time for you to like.
Yeah, to figure out something or to, you know.
To be working through this. You just need to like do your job.
Just got to do your job, honey.
Yeah. Like, you do your job, I'll do my job.
Turn the mic on.
Turn the mic on, let's get to work.
Period.
Yeah. So, yeah, I have to like feel it to really be in it. I
think that's so iconic, because I am so the opposite.
Yeah.
Like could not be more opposite.
But you make very like personal music. Like your music is very vulnerable. Yes. I think that my music has a sense of guard, you know, like there's like, this is what I'm willing to share about myself. And I'm starting to get to a place where my music has a little bit more vulnerability in it. But you're a very vulnerable artist, and that's something that I really aspire to be.
Thank you. It's not always the easiest thing in the world to be so vulnerable and to be so honest, which is honestly why I did So Below, is because I was like, I didn't want to do a character, because that's the past lives. Yeah. But it's like, but I just wanted to talk my shit, and I wanted to talk it in a different way that wasn't just putting my guts out on a table. And a lot of the songs are honestly still me putting my guts out on a table. Yeah. It's very Charlie, you know, where it's like, it's a bop, you know, but if you listen, you're like, oh, okay. Like, but I had so much fun like getting to explore that. And you know, when we did Girls Like Us, which was so long ago, it feels like a whole other lifetime ago. And I got to do some of my pop songs when I did Fruit, because Fruit was the last time that I did something poppy. And
I love that era. I love all of your eras, but
thank you.
You know, I love like a pop.
I love
pop
and
girl
that's
Quentin.
me. I love my pop girl. I love when I get to do that. But I was again in this rock band, and I was kind of in this, and I loved them, and I was so like dope. In this era, and I was like, this is really fun. But I was itching, and I was going through an excruciating experience in my life, and I was just like, I'm itching to be soft and to be subtle and to be girly and to get back to that side of me, because I felt like in my personal life, I was so in my divine feminine. I was somebody's girlfriend, you know, but yet every night on stage, I was going and being this masculine, you know, rocker energy. And it felt so weird. Like, and I wanted to kind of inverse it. I wanted to kind of like find a little bit more privacy with my masculinity. And actually push more of my femininity again.
Yeah.
Because I think she missed getting to say her piece.
Period.
She didn't get to really speak in that era.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I think she has something that she wants to say and I need to let her. And it was fun. Pokemon was the first thing that I did for So Below.
Love that song.
I know there was like one time my friend was at like a boat party that you were doing.
I play that song on my sets all the time.
And you were playing her. And I was like, oh my God.
It's so sexy. I'ma put this dress on.
Freakum dress.
It's so good.
Thank you.
It's so grown. You were so grown and sexy on that song.
Here's the kikina. Is that when I did Fruit, which like, you know, when I did that, it was like, it was more about this aspiration. I was fucking 18, 19 years old when I did Fruit. And so it was like, it was more of just me being like, I'm that bitch and da da da.
Love that
and
song too.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. And like, but it was funny. And it was more of just like me aspiring to be somebody who was that energy, but not necessarily feeling like that energy. And then we went into Covina. And then it kind of all shut down. But when coming to now to So Below, I was like, I am a woman and I'm becoming one. And it's like, and I've been through things now. Yeah. I've gone through grown girl shit. Okay. I don't need to hypothesize what this feeling is.
Yeah.
I've been in this feeling. It's in here. So I really was very adamant about nothing that I said was untrue and nothing that I said was fluff or puffing myself, but it was more of just this dissection of grief. Yeah. And using the nightlife and the party scene to endure and make it easier to experience that grief. Yeah. And that is because that's what it's for at its core. And I think that that's where queer people really get it right. Yeah. Is understanding that like going out, partying, being with your girls, being with your friends, that's communal. That's it's spiritual. There's an element to it. And I wanted to tap into that in a real authentic way that wasn't just like me being silly, but you know, me being real. And I'm so grateful for Cunt because that was how me and Kinder reconnected, which is really crazy in the whole scheme of the story. And I hadn't seen Kinder in like 4 years. And I was like going up in Corpus and I was upstairs and he was there and we hadn't seen each other in person for like 4 years. Yeah. And he was like making the beat that would be the Cunt beat. And he was like, just go on the mic and just talk and be silly. Yeah. And I did. And then it led to Cunt, and then it led to me calling him and being like, hey, do you want to glue these two worlds together with me? And he was just like, yeah. And he stayed with me for like 5 days and we did it day and night. And like, it was so healing. We both needed it. We were both going through things. We both needed it. And I love how me and him come back into each other's lives when we need each other. Known each other for 10 years. And I love him. And he brought Cunt to existence. And I would have never have made a song like that. Yeah. If it wasn't for him. I would have never made Drunk. I would have never have made Begin if it wasn't for him. That's such a his mind. Yeah. And it's like, that's his brain. And what he did with As Above was insane. And now we're working on some really special things now. And it's just, like it's, to me, it's like, I think, again, you were saying it earlier, like people see queer people in such a specific light sometimes. Yeah. And people want to. They love to put us in boxes of like, oh, well, they're this and they're this and they do this. It's like, and what people fail to realize due to this social experiment is that androgyny, fluidity, and duality is the most spiritual, most divine, aligned connection that you can have.
Yeah.
and to understand your darkness and to be able to use it, manipulate it, to understand your light, to be able to use it, to manipulate it, to be able to be in the center of both of those things and wield them. That's the highest, it's not hypermasculinity. It's not, the gym and your protein shake and a Joe Rogan podcast, and it's also not, just getting your nails done and doing a blowout and, blocking your ex. Like, it's about finding the balance between both. And queer people, I feel like we don't even have a choice. That's just who we are, is battling that. We're aware, we're awake, and it's an uncontrollable thing. You can't control, society can't control somebody who knows so much of themselves. And so I think that that's where the fear mongering comes from, is just the fact that they can't control us.
Yeah.
Because we know too much. We're too aware, we're too awake. You walk into a studio and you realize the presence that you're bringing to this man. There's a lot of men that cannot identify that. There's a lot of women that cannot identify that. And so that awareness, that acute awareness, is terrifying to the girls, to the bosses and to the big men in their little chairs. And so it's like, fuck all that. It's like, I always in my work and in my artistry want to show the duality and the experience that we go through, and as above, so below was the biggest reflection of that, of being like, yes, I'm cunt, and yes, I'm with all my girls, and yes, we're all wasted, and maybe I'm a little drunk in the the passenger seat with a nice tall man.
Yeah.
But I'm also at home, and I'm also crying, and I'm also hurting.
Yeah.
And healing, and people need to start building a larger picture of what the girls are and what the girls are going through. And more of the girls need to feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable, to feel safe enough to be vulnerable, to say, I'm not having a good day. And I don't feel okay, and things are not good.
Yeah.
And I'm not good. That was my gig.
Cheers to that. Sister.
Yeah, I was like, you know what I mean?
I love that.
And so I'm grateful for you, and you, every time I see you and I see what you're doing, and I see you at Tinashe turning it out in front of such a huge crowd, I was like, oh my God, the girl's doing it.
Thank you, sister.
And I was just like, we're just so powerful.
We are.
We're just so powerful.
I think we're really like spearheading what it means to be like, not even just a queer artist, an artist in Texas.
Period.
And I'm sick of people being like, oh, you have to leave Texas to like give yourself that push. Like people say you have to go to California or New York to like really do it.
Yeah.
Which sometimes I'm like, it would maybe help me grow faster, but you don't have to when you're really good at what you do.
Period.
You can get an audience and a platform anywhere. You could be in the middle of nowhere and, do what you need to do.
Yeah.
And I think we're really doing what we need to do. And I think right now is the perfect time for everyone, especially queer artists, to put out their work,
Put it out.
Put it out, especially like with everything that's happening in the motherfucking world and in America. Like,
and a lot of the girls, like they were like, I don't want to step out, and I don't want to, and it's like, I don't know, it's not the right time. This is not the right. It's like, no, this is exactly the right time. This is the right time for community and for creativity and
for stories to be shared.
Stories to be shared and to be told, because that is something that cannot be removed, and that's something that cannot be taken away. And it's like, this is just a little game, honey. Like, this is, it really is like,
it's a simulation.
It's a simulation.
You guys.
They want you to feel like it's like this non-controllable, just opus. And it's like, it's not.
Right.
It's controllable. If you can control you can control this reality. And it's really that simple. And it's like, your piece should be your top priority.
Yeah, for sure.
And like when queer people, we are constantly told that we need to fight tooth and nail for everything, for love, for affection, for validation, for everything, because we're not represented so visibly in society. And to me, I'm just like, I'm not fighting for any of that shit.
Right.
I'm fighting for my peace and for what makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's like, and it's funny because the more that I do that, the more they start knocking on my door. You know what I mean? And it's just like, girls, like, focus on you, focus on your heart and yourself. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel confident? Be okay with being in a room by yourself with no music, with the lights off.
Yeah.
Can you handle it? And if you can't, then
let's do some soul searching.
we need to do some work.
Let's build some community and let's talk through it.
And let's talk through it. And Kiki with the girls, find your community, be bold, be strong, and release it, girl. If it's in the bank, if it's in the drive, release it. And what better representation to show the power of that and what that can do than you.
And you.
Yes, but you with what you just did with Control Freak of releasing it. It's gotten such great reception. It's going to get more great reception. We're going to keep it going with all this shit. And it's like, like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted of the rhetoric. It's like, no, it's like, we can do this our fucking selves. We don't need anybody else. And we're going to rise and
work, Texas, stand the fuck up.
And period. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I love you.
I love you.
This was cute.
This was so good.
This was good.
I'm like, when's the next installment?
I know,
we
kind of talked to the girls a little bit.
Okay, yes.
Which I wanted to do.
Yeah,
I was
me
like,
too.
the girls need to.
This feels good.
Yeah, it's like, and hey, if this is something that
I want to start a podcast, you guys. Should I?
Have me on anytime. I will not be in this.
Yeah. You don't need to be.
I will have my hair in a bun.
Period.
and I will be very comfortable. But anytime you literally, I always tell all the girls this, and I say this to all the girls.
Okay.
Anytime that you guys ever need anything from me, ever, forever,
say what's up.
Say what's up. I'm a call away.
Yeah.
I'm always a call.
But I love that. I love you.
I love you. And stream Control Freak.
Stream as above, so below.
And
stream.
Cunt.